Welcome all. So today's topic is transfer of negativity by walking barefoot. Yes, this is the topic for today, and in fact this topic was pending from a long time because I wanted to speak on this way before when actually I wrote my third book, but then so many topics are already in the queue from the suggestion box also that you people keep on sending on the Gmail. So, but today is the time that I'll be starting and talking about this topic. Now, see, as it states, the heading states that, the negativity getting transferred in you or around you by walking barefoot. It simply means that when you're not walking with your slippers on, when you're not wearing slippers or maybe some socks or something on your feet, and you are walking barefoot on the floor. Now this floor can be your house floor, this floor can be your office floor as well, for that matter. Now you would say, why office and how office? Because it's a dress code out there and it's a formal unit that we need to carry. But then I'm talking about people who have their own businesses, who have their own, maybe there can be some shops in which you're supposed to remove your slippers outside the gate and then enter. Okay, even in today's time in India, people do follow it. And of course, before, in the ancient times, nobody used to wear the slippers. They used to be walking barefoot in their own houses. Especially in South India also these days, it's very much prevalent that you have to remove your slippers outside your house and then enter your house. Okay, which was completely fine. It has its own logics behind it. But we need to understand that we are here talking about the supernaturals. We are talking about the black magic. We are talking about the negative energies, that it's the Kali Yuga time now. Things have changed majorly, Things are not just the same that the way it used to be in the Satyug timings or in the ancient timings. People were better mentally. People were better nature-wise. People did not have so much quantity of jealousy in them. They never had so much quantity of, hatred and competition and, this not being able to see the other person happy. So all these traits are the traits which have increased tremendously in the Kali Yuga times. And this is the reason that black magic or any negative energy has, generally is being thrown towards people and their houses when the other party or the other relatives or friends or colleague or whoever the enemy is not wanting to come in front of you and fight, but wants to do it in a very subtle way and wants to do it in a very silent way, and then watch the show from the distance and enjoy it. These people are mentally sick. So because of these traits which have changed tremendously in the past eras, human mind has started getting operated. It's not operated, in fact it's getting operated, and he is operating his mind, and the negative forces are operating the minds of humans so much that they are absolutely doing things which are not justified and which are not even allowed by the law of universe. And the major one is black magic and forcing of the negative energies on someone just because you don't like the person, just because you don't get along with the person, or just because you don't want to see the person growing. So now what happens is that when you're actually removing your slippers or you're walking barefoot, even in your house, and if you have a jealous relative or a friend or whoever who has some issues with you, like I explained previously a couple of seconds back, that they don't want to see you happy and they don't want to come in front and fight. So they take this help of the process of black magic, different kinds of black magic processes, through which, one of the processes that, somebody would come in your house, keep something very small or throw something on the house floor or keep something in the house somewhere, maybe underneath the sofa set, maybe underneath wherever they're sitting, your bed. It can be anything. It can be a small piece of thread. Yes, it can be a small piece of thread as well, or a bunch of threads, tied together in a knotted form. And how big it is, it's so tiny, you would not be able to make out also that there is something that's been kept, and that would be more than enough, or it will be thrown underneath your bed, something. And the idea is going to be there that once you start walking barefoot on the floor, either that energy will start getting transferred in your body because of your foot, because of your feet out there, because the transfer of energy starts happening from the feet, especially when it is something to do with negative energy. Okay, always remember the divine energy or anything that is positive enters through the brain channel. Okay, something divine enters in the brain channel, but the negative energy is something which starts from your feet area. Maybe it can be a chilling experience, it can be a very freezing experience. Sometimes even people, find it very cold, in their body. Especially the feet start getting cold in a major way when some negative energy is around them or is trying to control them or overpower them. Okay, so in that case, this is one of the easiest way that yes, a person who's walking in the house, make sure that from their house and by walking directly, their energy can be transferred in a major way. Okay, this is one of the incidences or one of the situations or scenarios. The other one is that, for example, if you enter a new property, now this property can be your office property or it can be your residential property, and it has been there for a long time, and maybe it was closed or it was not used by the landlord, or it was never went to any of the tenants. So sometimes those places become haunted. Sometimes those places get occupied by some supernatural negative forces which start staying there. So what happens is, when you enter that house and you've got the cleaning done and everything, and then you start walking barefoot on it, those energies which are not related with black magic or anyone who is your enemy, directly also by themselves also, they have a tendency to operate you or to come closer to you or to affect you, because that is something that they really like doing. That's the feeding for them. Okay, so if you start suddenly experiencing that we have entered a new house and we've been walking out there, this we're talking about specifically barefoot, and something like this has started happening to you, then maybe you start getting headaches. See, small things can happen. Maybe you start getting headaches, maybe you start getting fever, maybe you just start feeling ill, and your energy levels get down, or maybe you start feeling something creepy is around you or in the house when you're alone, or you start losing your health, your finances. See, there can be so many symptoms. So this can be one of the reasons that once you're actually walking barefoot in the house, if that house does not have balanced energy levels, those energy levels will disturb you. Those energy levels will make sure that you are having some sort of a hurdle when you are around and when you actually walking barefoot. So remember, now what is the solution for this? The solution for this is either wherever you're working, you're too sure about it that you're having the salt water cleaning done in your house on everyday basis, if that's your own house. Okay, especially in the evenings, I always recommend that at least once in a day you must get a salt water cleaning done in your house. And even for that matter, the salt water cleaning should be done on the things that you have in the house as well. I mean, it's not just on the floor. It should be on your televisions. It should be on your, crockery units, to your bed, to your chairs, to everything. If you have the wooden furniture along with you, you should be cleaning it with the salt water. And if it's not the wooden one, if it's the cushioned one, you can always sprinkle a little bit of salt water in the evening every day. So these things will actually help you and would make sure that the negative energies are going away from you if something like that was prevalent in your house. And otherwise also keep checking. Now, people who are healers, I'll be making a separate audio or a video on this as to how this can be another beneficial thing. Now, barefoot for normal people can really get serious, the way I explained. Now, how this can work for a spiritual healer, or how this can work for someone who's into this work of occult sciences, I'll be making a separate video on this. But for now, be very careful. If you are not able to keep your house clean, do not walk barefoot. Okay? Do not. It's not that if you're cleaning the house with some, floor cleaner, you will not be affected. No. If two major things. Either that house is haunted, then you'll be affected, or if someone has purposely planted something against you through black magic, then it will be working against you. Okay, so I hope people who are actually walking barefoot in the house and you're experiencing these kind of things, you can get the case study done from us. Write to us on the Gmail account, which is given in the description section of the YouTube, and from there the team will take up from you. Or you can just write a small note on WhatsApp, but the detailed version, of course, you'll have to explain your story by writing on the Gmail. No phone calls will be entertained, because this much time is not there that the whole stories can be heard or remembered, for that matter. And all this case study is a paid service, it's not a free service. I always have to say this, because I don't know why people still have confusions. So that's about it. Next week I'm going to see you with another topic. Till then, goodbye.